Hello, beautiful people of the world.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Soaps and Sass.
That it is indeed.
I am Mama Sass.
And I am Baby Sass. And today's episode, which is episode 37, covering the weeks of September
29th to October 3rd. But really, it's just September 29th and
October
3rd.
3rd. So, yeah, we'll be talking about like 2 episodes because in the States, y'all had a thing going on with some...
A thing? It's Major League Baseball, darling. Major League Baseball. It was the wild card playoffs, and we got preempted on our side because of the game between the Padres and the Cubs. I don't actually know who won because I wasn't able to watch.
Nope.
But anyway, it ended up being a best of 3. So, yeah. 2 episodes this week.
She's getting on me about baseball, but then again, I don't watch baseball, so...
No, you don't.
I don't. Anyway, point is, it's 2 episodes this week. We got a little bit confused on Thursday because on our end...
Yeah, our local station
played an episode, but they didn't say it was a rerun, so we were kind of like, what the frick?
In the opening scene, we see Nicholas Chavez and Spencer. We're like, ah.
Yeah.
What?
That was fun.
But anyways,
like,
we miss you, Nicholas. We miss you.
Oh, right. Again.
Nicholas Chavez.
Sorry.
AKA Spencer.
I mainly go by the character names, not the actor names.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun.
Indeed.
That gave me some major conniptions.
Yeah, but it was really nice to see him again.
It was, but I was thrown off so much.
For real. It's like, it's all nice and well and good that you're having your success out in the world, but
we miss you.
Come back.
Yeah.
Feel free to pull a Nathan, although we never found a body, so it won't quite be a Nathan. But, since we're building families back,
right?
Come back.
Anyway.
Recap,
please.
Okay, so 2 episodes. On Monday, Tracy gives an icy welcome. Alexis is in danger. Nina delivers shocking news. Anna gets new evidence in Drew's shooting. And Michael tries to shore up his alibi. On Friday, Sunny makes a new connection. Carly is interrogated. Ava has great timing. Elizabeth confronts Britt. And Tracy makes a vow. So since there was only 2 episodes, if we wanted to, we had time to go into each and every single one of those things. But really, there was maybe 3 storylines this week. There was Nathan, Ronnie, and
Alexis, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of the trial, so forth.
I'll say really, I guess the storyline was not even a half or a quarter. The smallest minuscule part of a storyline was basically the Drew storyline.
Yeah. So
that was really small, but I would say that plus the Alexis storyline, I would put as that will make the 3rd, I guess.
All right. Well, so then since it was so small, why don't we talk about the Drew storyline? So we have Michael trying to shore up his alibi and Carly being interrogated.
There's that, and then on top of that,
and
Nina and Willow have their little tiff. Very brief, but still a little tiff.
Right. More. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. But so let's go with that, right? So Anna gets new evidence in Drew's shooting, which is basically that they found out that the gun that was used belongs to Edward Quartermain.
Which I'm still going with the theory that it was Willow.
Sure.
Because it makes sense.
Yep, she has access to the house, so why not?
And I can understand why Anna's not thinking of that, because it's like
she don't live there.
She's not supposed to see her kids.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't make sense, but
it does not. But that being said, Anna did not take Nina and Willow off of the person of interest list. So I'm okay with that.
Right. Here's the other thing, though, because Anna's like, we're going to get a warrant to search the house. We're not going to tell them because then they're going to,
Yeah, exactly.
And my question is, what makes you think the gun is still there? Like, what makes you think that they put it back? If
it belonged to the person in the house, or if it was used by somebody in the house, that, it seems logical that that's where they would put it.
Fair enough. I'm just like, I don't think they're going to find it.
I don't either. So that's what's going to make it more interesting, right?
Because if it was Willow, and again, I still think it is, the only other time we at least see her back at the house,
was when she brought Scout.
And she didn't go anywhere because she was busy having her tiff with Michael and Tracy. So there's no way for her to have been able to put the gun back while that conversation was happening.
No, because not at all. But she did try to sneak in the back door, so maybe she was trying to put the gun back then and had the excuse of the water bottle.
Oh, that's true. So maybe she did put it back.
Well,
she didn't.
That's it. She didn't get into the house.
Well, Chase.
As far as we know,
right? And it's entirely possible that, either Chase went with her to go get it, or he went to go get it, or he let her go get it. So we honestly, aside from the fact that Willow showed up, had a conversation with Chase, and then, that was it. We don't know if she actually got further into the house or not.
We do not, because 1 minute they were talking, and the next minute, parts of town. So there's that. Okay, so that was the evidence that Anna got. Michael tried to shore up his alibi, and you know what? I have to agree
with Molly,
because it was so weak. So basically, Michael had Jacinda over at the house, invited Molly and Christina to come by. Molly and Christina show up. They go into the living room. There she is. Christina's like, what the woody woo? Because of the whole Drew and hooker on the bar thing.
Right.
And Molly is like, sir.
Yeah.
Because she's the assistant DA.
Right.
So she just like, ooh, I feel like I need to bathe was really her whole vibe.
And I'm like, there was a better way for Michael to have done that. Like, I don't, like, you could have invited her over. And here's the thing I would have done if I was in Michael's shoes. Yes, you have everyone who was at the actual service over at the house. What I would have done is texted Jacinda, be like, just randomly show up. Like you heard about Monica passing, and you know I'm a quartermaid, so just like randomly show up to offer your condolences, because then it's like, because then everybody in the house is there.
Her. Yeah, exactly.
Not just your sister and your cousin, who is really like.
Exactly.
Why you need us? Like, if it was one thing, it's like, please come over and whatever. She's already there and the family's still there.
Right.
Then that would make sense.
Exactly.
Because then it's like, oh. And everyone can be like, yeah, she just randomly showed up to give her condolences.
But
like,
this is it.
It would make more sense.
You purposely invited us over. It was no surprise to you that we were coming because you told us to come at 2.
Right. It would have also been another thing if you had invited them over and then told us, like, hey, they're supposed to come over at this time. Show up maybe like 5-10 minutes after.
Yeah. Why was she there first?
She should not have been there first.
That was just such an odd play for Michael, who has been very clever and specific and calculating. Like, he knows what he's doing. So this was like a really odd move. So I didn't buy it. So boo on the writers. But you're clearly going somewhere.
Clearly.
And then, in line with that, Carly gets interrogated because one of the things that Anna and 88 Turner were talking through, and they seem to be forging an alliance, which I think I like better than the sniping they had going, but anyway. So they were talking through, and it's like, okay, but would Carly have an opportunity? Like, who else would have an opportunity that's not necessarily a quartermain? Mm. And so, for the first time, I actually felt that Anna was doing her job right.
Right. But my other thing also is like, okay, fair enough. But you also could have called Nina. Granted, like, Nina and her really bad alibi. But you could have called Nina and be like, it's like, do you have access because, grandchildren,
She may get there. We don't know. We only had 2 episodes this week. But this is the thing.
No, Nana, probably not. I'm still surprised those 2 haven't come in for questioning yet. Granted,
Who?
Nina and Willow.
They were questioned at the hospital.
No, but I mean, they haven't been brought in again. Yeah.
Oh, they might.
And I get Rick isn't there, but however many other lawyers could you hire?
Yeah, but let me finish my thought, though.
Fair enough.
What I like was, as I said, Anna really doing her job, because her whole thing was to find out where Carly was. Carly is in the impression that Anna's going after Michael the whole time. And so she's like, no, I don't need a lawyer. And she's answering all these questions. And then what I really, really liked is, because Carly's like, yeah, I can come and go in quartermains all the time, which was really what Anna wanted to know.
Right.
And so then afterwards, Carly is at Bobby's talking to Sunny. And she says to Sunny, I feel like I gave her some information, but for the life of me, I don't know what it is. Because she felt that she was going after Michael, and as she's talking it through with Sunny kind of seems to realize, she's not going after Michael, she's going after you!
It's like, you start talking about Michael, and then it switched to you and how you have access? Yes?
Yeah, she wasn't asking you nothing about Michael.
Right? And I'm just like, lady, have you learned nothing from, like, the amount of times you've been questioned about Sonny and Jason and all this stuff? You don't answer questions without a lawyer. Even if it's just, like, rude, like...
Because that's it. It seems so innocent.
I'm like, the only time you ever talk to a cop is at a police stop when they pull you over. That's the only time you ever really talk to a cop, and even then, if they ask you to come in for questioning, you call a lawyer. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter what it is. It could literally be like, did you witness the car crashing into this other car? And then have a lawyer, because police are trained to do the most... I don't even have words to describe what they're supposed to do. In like they're trying to mess you up in ways that you don't even realize they're trying to mess you up, like Anna just did with Carly. So
yeah, and they will twist your words anyhow. Some of them.
Like, I literally been trained about this since I was a kid. The police come knocking, I'm calling a lawyer.
So that's that storyline. Do we want to talk about Ronnie, or do we want to talk about Rick?
Let's talk about Ronnie, because Rick was funny. Rick was absolutely funny and ridiculous and just stupid.
Okay, so Ronnie Bard, Monica's long lost sister, who I never, in all the years that I've been watching, I never knew she had a sister. But this is how we always bring the people into the canvas, just some random family tie. Right. So okay, so welcome Erica Slezak. She quality actress. She came in like she'd always been there, as far as I'm concerned. Went toe to toe with Tracy, which is really nice to watch, actually. Right,
and as you pointed out Friday night, Veronica and Monica, huh?
Yeah, Veronica and Monica. That was pretty funny. So, yeah, Tracy's basically her premise is you're not coming in here looking
for a handout.
Yeah, a handout, any part of the inheritance. Never heard of you, never met you, never want to know anything about you. I mean, Tracy was pretty vicious, really and truly.
She was, and it's like, okay, I can understand you're being, protective mode. Yeah, that's understandable, but she's grieving Monica just like you're grieving Monica. Granted, she did trespass, so I can again understand you a little.
Yeah, this is really burning my britches. I have to say, like, I don't understand how many people are getting onto a property. Like, am I completely misremembering an episode where Tracy says she was putting in cameras?
No.
So I don't understand how these people get onto the property. Now, they explained it. Ronnie said the gates were open.
Which makes sense.
Okay, because really. But you went to the crypt and sent it to the house.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
How did you know where to find the crypt? Is there a map at the door?
How do you know where to find the crypt? And how are you just walking onto people's property who you don't know and just going straight to their crypt?
Right. Like, you have to expect that's not going to get a warm reception.
And you're lucky that they don't have... that they're not like other rich people who got freaking guard dogs.
Well... Because
I'm sorry, Ronnie. I'm looking at you and you don't look like you can run fast away from a dog.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Ageist much?
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. If you have to hop, skip, and a jump away from I say vicious, but dogs doing their job because they don't know you.
She ran it from Outback.
Lord have mercy. And then that's problematic. You can't just be walking up on rich people's property.
You can't walk up on anybody's property. You can't, rich or otherwise. Like, come on.
Because even people who aren't rich still have beware the dog sign. So
even if they don't, like, can you imagine we are sitting here and we turn around and there's just somebody in our backyard? Oh, I'm Uncle Rufus.
I was about to say, oh, you mean like that neighbor from that situation who just walk up in the backyard for the barbecue?
I'm Uncle Rufus, and I just came to smell your flowers. How you reach past the front door into my yard?
Uncle Ruckus, no relation.
Oh my goodness, no. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
I think that's just out of order. So she got the reception she got, rightfully so. As much as Tracy went overboard, but Tracy had to realize at some point, I would think, given all the information that Ronnie had, that she and Monica must have been in contact. Really and truly. Like, I mean, maybe she could have hired a PI and gotten this info. I don't know, but
well, technically,
that would seem extreme. But she knew more than one would expect for somebody.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying Tracy could have hired a PI, and I'm like, thought she did.
Ronnie.
Because she did mention, she's like,
yeah,
but whatever.
That's true.
When she was engaged to Alan,
yes.
She said I hired someone.
Yes, so she didn't know who Ronnie was.
Right, but then I realized he meant Ronnie, not Tracy.
Exactly. So there was that. So eventually, Ronnie leaves. She ends up at the hospital.
Yeah.
She ends up at the hospital where she meets Sonny. So that was kind of interesting. They seem to be forging a friendship. So that will be interesting, I'm sure.
Right. But then or at least I know I came to a conclusion at the end of the episode, and I was like, oh, Shazbot.
What conclusion was that?
Oh, that Michael's not getting the house. And I really thought Michael would get the house, and then they're just like, you're not getting anything. Michael, when you get this house, and it will be your house, it will be forever be my home. And then Ronnie gets the call, can you come to the reading of your sister's will? Sure. I'll be there bright and early.
For sure.
Michael's not getting the house.
Oh, for sure Michael's not getting in the house, because they've been talking about it so much. Like, there's no question. And with Drew talking about, I'll be there for the downfall of the Quartermains.
I'm like, Drew's probably going to be back onto the Quartermain estate. Michael's not getting in the house. Tracy's going to get kicked out the house because Ronnie's not going to want to have her live in there.
But this would be interesting. It will be interesting because...
I'm not liking how this is going to go.
But let's think about this for a second. Why would Monica give Ronnie the house?
That's probably because she's like, my sister is not living the life that she should have lived. Probably because she feels bad for her. I don't know. But I don't like the fact that it's looking like Michael's not going to get the house.
But it's just...
And if he does get the house, it's because Ronnie's going to be like, you know what? I don't belong here. Here, Michael.
I don't know.
That or Drew's going to manipulate Ronnie and have Ronnie give him the house. I
see that more likely. But I'm struggling to understand or to see why Monica would give Ronnie the house, knowing that all those Quartermains live in there.
I don't know either. And
it just doesn't...
I don't know either, and I wish I could tell you,
right?
But the writers are doing something.
Yeah, I don't think Michael's going to get the house. I'm not...
When November Sweep's literally coming up within the next few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great setup. I'm not convinced it's going to go to Ronnie, but I'm not convinced that it won't. I can see that going either way, to be honest.
That or they'll get 50-50 custody of the house.
Now that doesn't make sense.
I don't know, honestly. I really don't.
Yeah.
But
it ain't going to Michael.
It's not going to Michael.
Ned, maybe? I mean, if
it goes to Tracy, that would be nice because, back in the family.
Yes.
But...
that's what I would hope for. I can see it going to Drew.
I don't want... which would also be stupid.
It would be stupid. But she didn't have time to change the will.
Right. I'm like, the likelihood... okay, I say likelihood. The people who are more likely to receive the house, aside from Michael, is Tracy and Jason. Over Drew.
Sure.
And then again, Ronnie, but putting Ronnie aside. Because we don't know Ronnie. Mm-hmm. It's like the people who we knew Monica was close to or she cared for deeply, Tracy, Michael, and Jason. So aside from Michael, those are the two other people who make sense who would get the house. Yeah.
I mean, for me, anyone beyond that, it doesn't make sense because it was the Quartermain family home.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? Sure, Alan chose to give it to her, but for her to give it to somebody outside of a Quartermain, that would, like, Monica would have had to been real ticked off at some point when she was writing her will. You know?
And I would think within the recent months, if she knew she was definitely getting weaker and was going to die soon, she would have been like, let me just update my will or make sure everything's in order now that I have great-grandchildren and all this stuff.
Exactly. So I struggle to see it going to Ronnie. But they said they're spinning off all kind of new storylines, so it would be a twist. It would definitely spin off some stories. I'll tell you that. So there's that. Okay, so Rick.
Oh my God, Rick. Rick is an idiot. Rick is a freaking... Okay.
Again.
I'm like, this man is smart that for 10 days, man has been spitting out pills. Mm-hmm. But, oh my goodness. I'm like, Rick's an idiot. Ava's just stupid for not checking to make sure. Like, she's like, okay, let me see. But to really make sure, I'm like, Ava, come on, I thought you kidnapped people. Anyway, like, okay, Rick manages to get out of his bindings. Great.
Yes, he does.
And as Ava later pointed out, rather than taking the chance to run out the back door, because it seems to me that the basement is near the kitchen, which is near the back door. It's like, how do you bust out of the basement, get to where you're hiding, because you had to sneak past Alexis, because Alexis made tea and then got her earbuds wherever. So how do you do all of that, and rather than run out the back door or the front door, you hide, find her mother's dagger, or at least the Cassadine dagger, and then threaten to kill her? How do you do all that rather than actually running out the house and going to the police?
I don't know. But
like, again, you must literally have reached your limit in anger, frustration, and every other emotion, humiliation, and like whatever, to then just like, you know what? Screw the police. Screw my freedom. I need to make this woman pay. Like, what the France?
So, I have to give a couple of kudos here to the writers again. This goes back to I just need a throwaway line and I'm good.
Okay.
Number one, Rick. And this could fall into some of the categories. I don't know. It don't even matter. Rick talking about, I just need a shower. Yeah, you do. I'm surprised you didn't mention a bathroom, but maybe that was a sound that Alexis heard when she put down the phone with Suzanne. It's like, what was that?
I'm surprised she didn't catch the smell of funk. Especially if you. You have kept the smell locked up for 20 days.
Maybe she caught a whiff.
I don't know, but the thing that kills me is because I'm like, you said he has 10 days left.
Yep.
Before he's free, so he's been locked up for 20 days.
Yep.
20 days without a shower.
Maybe they sponge bathed him. It's the bathroom thing, but again,
like,
yeah. But I will also do like my own little public service announcement. You see how I was telling you all the time about forget about your earbuds and your over the ear beats and get your bone conduction?
Yes.
If Alexis had bone conduction earphones, she would have heard Rick from time. She would not have been caught unawares.
She would not have.
Yeah. People, stop putting these things in your ears. You can't hear what's happening around you.
No.
Bad things can happen. Bone conduction. Here for it.
Yeah.
Leave a note in the comments if you want a brand referral, but I'm not getting my 4%, so I ain't mentioning no particular brands here.
Nope.
Bone conduction.
Bone conduction.
That being said,
they're a godsend.
They are. Then you had Ava, as you said, like, Rick, why didn't you run for the street? Now, I know Alexis lives kind of in the woods, so she's a little bit off of the main road and what have you.
Even still.
Exactly. Even still. Could have gone. Don't know why you didn't. Doesn't make sense.
No. And the other thing that doesn't make sense to me, and this is one of the things that had me hot, because there was another one, was that, where the France is Christina? Because I'm like,
Christina don't live there.
Fair enough. Because
that's what they kept saying. Molly had said that the other day. Christina keeps coming around. She don't live there. Why is she at the house so much?
Fair enough. Never mind, because I thought Christina had to go stop by her mom's place or something, or live there still.
Nope, she do not.
All right.
So, Alexis takes the time to thank Ava for coming to her rescue. I just felt bad because, as I said to you when we were watching, I said, poor Alexis, how many of her ex-husbands are going to hold a knife to her throat? Because Julian did the same thing on the piers at Olivia's behest. So, this is going to be like, I don't know, maybe a trauma response.
Julian held a knife to Alexis' throat because of Olivia?
Yes. Back in the day, Olivia was running roughshod all over Julian, making him do all kind of terrible things.
Hold on.
And one of them...
Hold on.
Yep.
Do you mean his sister?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. His sister, Olivia, not Ned's wife, Olivia.
Thank you. That's what had me hella confused.
Sorry. Olivia Jerome.
I'm like, I totally get that Olivia's the mother of his child, but why would that equate to him running around and holding Alexis at knife point?
No, sorry. His sister, Olivia. So that's what had happened back then.
Yeah, that clarity that clarification was so very much needed.
I'm so sorry. So a little bit of a trauma response there, I'm sure. Rick, Kasaka, my man, what the delulu? The call you want to make is to Elizabeth? Elizabeth? What's she gonna do for you?
That's the question.
I was so confused by that.
Weren't we all? And then get dashed with hot tea.
That was so funny. Put it on speakerphone. And then, like, I would have sworn I just heard your father. You accustomed to hearing Rick yell, are you? Like, woo! Put it on him, Liz. Put him on it.
For me, it's the fact that called, hung up, immediately texted.
Yeah, that was weird.
You shouldn't have immediately texted. That should have been either a phone call back, or Elizabeth, or not phone call, but Elizabeth should have either called Alexis back or texted Alexis being like, "Did you just call me? And if you did, why did it sound like a scream?" It's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm watching a horror movie."
Whatever. Yeah,
like,
that was so...
you don't know. If you know you're in the process of calling someone, but you don't want them to know what's going on, especially in a situation that just happened, you act like you didn't know what happened. Like they're like, sense. "Oh, I must have accidentally butt dialed you while I was watching this horror movie, or I was trying to call somebody else and I must have accidentally hit your number as I was trying to call this person." Like, something.
Right? Like, golly. That didn't make no sense. It didn't. The other thing that didn't make sense to me, so I guess this is in the make it make sense.
Oh, sorry, because I was going to say, because here's something you could put as an example. If you're trying to call somebody in the case of Elizabeth. This was like, "Did you just call me? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to call Lucy. I was going through my contacts and you're right there and I must have accidentally hit your call Liz instead of Lucy."
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything will do. So, Ava threw the tea in his face. Basically, they subdued him, carried him back.
Whacked him hard, man.
Yeah.
Whacked him hard.
What she hit him with? A purse? A tray?
I think she hit him with the tray that Alexis had her tea on or whatever. So she must have threw the tea and then picked up the tray and whacked him quick enough. Because she was behind him.
She was behind him.
So she had to have grabbed the tea and then picked up the tray and walked around the couch or something while he was screaming.
But you know what? I need to run that back because in my mind, there's a continuity error if she hit him with the tray. Because I was trying to figure it out while we were watching it, and I was just so fascinated I didn't ask you to rewind it back. Because I feel like when she hit him and he fell, we saw the table and the teapot and saucer and teacups and whatever were still on a tray.
Okay.
So I'm curious as to what it is she hit him with. Not that it really makes any big difference, but I'm curious.
Okay.
So she knocks him out. They carry him back downstairs with Ava in her high heels and all of that. Whatever. Again, great attention to detail because Rick's face was so red. But then they go to bind him up, and Ava just happens to have handcuffs in her pocket. Because why?
I don't know.
The ball gag in the glove box. Okay, I was gonna say I swallowed that. A bad choice of words, but I was willing to accept that. But now she just so happens to have handcuffs in her back pocket.
It's entirely it's entirely possible that they knocked out Rick.
She went back to her car.
She went back to her car, had handcuffs in,
and then came back in and then carried him down.
We don't know what she carries in her glove box.
Look at Ava, my girl. Listen, there seems to be a story that needs to be told because this ain't making no sense, Ava.
I will say though, glad they had the handcuffs because I'm like, why are you taping them up with duct tape? That's not going to last as long as you think it is.
It lasted longer than we did.
Only because the man was drugged and then stopped getting drugged.
Yeah, and at some point they took off his jacket because originally he'd been down there wearing his jacket.
Yeah.
So, I feel like he was wearing a different shirt as well. Could be wrong, which is why, again,
right,
bathing him to some degree while he was knocked out, whatever.
I will say another thing that had me vexed was because, like, Ava had not been checking that he'd actually been properly swallowing the pills. They're like, hold his nose. Don't hold my nose. Don't hold my nose. Hold his nose. Stuff the pill. Covers his mouth. Okay, now open your mouth so we can check. I'm like, y'all can't smash up the pills and put them in applesauce and make him eat that. Like, feed him juice. Like, I don't
know.
Because clearly it would be easier because then he can't act like he's not swallowing them because they're mashed up. And it's easier for them to get into the system if they're mashed up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, y'all.
Listen. Plot points, right? But maybe they will going forward now that they know he's been spitting them out.
They make horrible kidnappers.
Well, it's not the profession.
Well,
but anyhow,
seeing as how one was a mafia princess.
Yes, that's
Alexis,
true.
Alexis,
Ava should have known better.
Alexis, I can excuse.
Well, she's a Cassadine. Maybe she saw things growing up. Still, who knows?
Certain things I can excuse. Ava over the most part.
No, exactly. Okay, so anything in particular you want to cover?
Oh, I do want to quickly cover What Had Me Hot because I did say Rick.
Yes, go on.
I need an explanation on the General Hospital thing because every time people go into Bobby's and they're out in the little alcove before they enter, I don't know what it is, but it's constantly sounding like it's raining when it clearly isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because where they are, it's like they're out in the open. I've seen people walk. I've seen it rain where they stand. So you told me that it's a possibility that there's a fountain nearby, which all well and good, but a fountain doesn't sound like it's raining. Like,
it's fair.
So I'm like, what is that? Why does it always sound like it's raining? Like, this is not the first time I picked this up, and it's not the first time I've been upset about this.
No, that's cool. Kind of like me when they're in the church. Why is the church so echoey? Put a tapestry. The church should not be that echoey. No, that's cool. That's fine. Sorry, before we go too far, there is a storyline we did not talk about, which was James and Nathan. Mm-hmm. James and Nathan connected this week. Britt was acting well sus.
Very much so, and I really, really... And you came up with a theory, and I said, oh, dear God. Which was Nathan being Faison if she's acting as weird as she is.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about that. Because everything is pointing to the fact that Saison is... I keep calling him that. Cesar is not dead.
I'm just calling him Faison at this point.
Everything is pointing to the fact that he is not dead. So, is Nathan actually Nathan? I don't know.
I hope so.
Britt knows something.
She does know something.
No question about that.
And it might be the fact that it might actually be Nathan, but something with how he's been missing for 7 years and where he's been is probably what it is. But
we don't know yet.
Right, and she being Britt was very much like. Also, I don't understand how James did not know about Britt. That confuses me.
What do you mean?
Because Britt, like, when before letting everyone go see James, or Nathan, at least I should say, she's like, "Hi, James. I'm your Aunt Britt." And he's like, "You are?" Like he didn't know who she was.
Well, because he would have been little when she died.
How long has she been dead? Supposedly.
2-3 years, so he would have been, if he's 7, let's call it 4 or 5, so he may not really have remembered her.
Fair enough.
Right? So this was the thing. So I give Britt points on 2 fronts. 1, she was straight up with James. I need to talk to the adults and I need for you not to be here. Here's some money, go buy a soda. Kudos to James for turning to Spinelli to get permission to go get said soda. And I was like, she gave him a 5. How expensive are these sodas?
I'm like, you saw how expensive that lemonade was.
I mean,
and it wasn't even.
But it turned out to be a plot point because he got 2 sodas, which he then took into his father's room, and that was a really nice exchange. I have to say, right? And then so.
Also, kudos to Britt for being like, do we really just want to thrust this upon a child?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
like maybe we should get him therapy. Figure out where he.
Yeah, exactly. It was a nice stall tactic, but it made sense. And she didn't impose it. She was asking permission, making suggestions, because which was really, really cool. Because Spinelli was already like, I don't know what's the path to take. Are you sure Maxie's going to be okay with this? Yes, we're sure Maxie will be okay with this.
She might be hesitant, but she'd be okay. She's like, my son's father's alive. He should get to know his father, and I can understand why she asked. But it's also like, the thing is, Maxie's not here. It's like,
no, agreed.
Like you have to. Yes, I understand taking into account what she would want if she was here, but at the moment, it's like you can't exactly think of what the person would want.
Nope.
So it's like. Because, hey, I know my mother fairly well, but when it comes to certain things, I don't know what she would want. which is why I'm also not responsible for certain things in her life when it comes to certain things of her life.
So it's like, all right, cool. So I give Britt kudos for trying the approach. Ultimately, it didn't work out because James has a mind. James has a mind of his own. How did he know what room Nathan was in?
I don't know. But one thing I will say though is that I'm not a total fan of how Obrecht was acting towards Britt when she was making her suggestions. Like, I get you're mad at her, which is understandable. But as she said, it's like, think about your grandson. It's like, you're a doctor. We're both doctors. Like, hello, this is not a regular everyday. It's not like James thought he was dead for 7 years. It's not like, he knew his dad to a degree. Nathan got out, went to go get milk, and never came back, and then just popped up 7 years later. Like, that's not how this is.
No, agreed.
Like, he's literally meeting a man he's never met before.
Yeah, and I have to say, I don't
know how it's going to work on the psyche.
I don't like that they're bringing this dynamic back because, again, this dynamic had changed when Britt died. Or just before Britt died. They had started getting closer, so to bring back this level of animosity...
Yeah, no, I don't like it either.
And again, playing that very dramatic difference between how she responds to Britt and how she responds to Nathan.
Right.
I don't like that. Sibling rivalry thing.
I think that was the other thing that also had Britt a little, like...
Yeah, for sure.
When Obrecht was talking with Nathan. Mm-hmm. It's like, it wasn't even just like, how is this, like, something's not right, or this isn't right, he's not supposed to be here. It was also like, okay, I see how you are.
Yeah.
Like, I get you're mad at me, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, wasn't like that. But, like you said, involving James when he went to go see Nathan, I do think it was really cute. It's like, I got grape and orange. They're both my favorite. It's not fair, they're my favorite, too. We'll pick the one you want the most. I like grape a little bit. I like orange a little bit more. Well, I like grape a little bit more.
It was a really sweet
It was really sweet. I think it was really interesting that James was already calling him dad.
Yeah, but that hit Spinelli hard.
It really did.
Man.
And even Felicia had said it's like they hadn't missed a beat, which is really interesting.
Since they had no beat.
They had no beat to begin with.
They had no beat.
Like...
Yeah, and I'm going to be really... I hope we get to see, if not a conversation between James and Spinelli, a conversation between James and Cody, kind of explaining what more, so we can get more insight into what James is thinking.
Okay, sorry, because I was thinking... Sorry, for some reason I thought you... For some reason, my mind went to adult James, not kid James. So I was thinking you meant Nathan and Spinelli and Cody and
no.
have a conversation, not James. But yeah, to be honest, I think also I'd like to see Spinelli and Nathan have that conversation as well, because it's like essentially Spinelli's kind of been raising James for the last few months to year. Yes. So I think that conversation is needed as well.
But Spinelli also clocked that something was off.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's Spinelli. Spinelli's a freaking genius.
Yeah. So is he gonna figure that Britt is off as well and kind of put those pieces together? That's gonna be really interesting.
Right.
Will that bring about another team up between Stone Cold and Spinelli?
I don't know, but I
don't think so. They seem to be going down very different paths, but I hope.
But I do actually hope that they do actually still put James into therapy, and rather than just leave it and be like, yeah, he's having a great time with his father, we're just gonna let it alone. It's like, no. Yeah, please actually put this kid in therapy so he can actually talk to someone and process what he's feeling and what's going on. Yeah. Because if something is actually very wrong with this Nathan coming back situation, like we kind of think there is, he's going to need that space where he can talk to somebody. Real life. Especially because Maxie is not here. Yep. And he's like, he's already scared because his mom isn't here and doesn't know what's going on. So it's like, again, I get you said real life problems into, but still it's kind of like.
But no, I hear you. But also, Kevin's not there. Kevin's busy on Beyond the Gates doing real dirt.
Again, I'm pretty sure we have other therapists at this hospital.
We haven't seen any. The only other therapist we've ever seen was played by Shonda Wilson, Bailey from Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, then bring back Shonda.
I mean, let's do that.
Because she'll still be a doctor.
Yep. So there we go. Okay. So anything you explicitly want to call out as your comedy moment of the week?
Rick getting beat up by 2 women again.
All right.
Because that was just foolishness.
Well, you already talked about what had you hot.
I did.
I don't know that anything particularly had me hot, so I'm gonna let that one go. What'd you do that for? Who called for that? I think we talked about.
Yeah, Rick not running out the door. Idiot.
Yeah, I feel I had another one. Make it make sense. We definitely talked about that. Ava with the handcuffs in her pocket. Man, it's just so much. Michael bringing Jacinda in.
But again, that was last week. It wasn't this week, so it was more Molly telling.
Yeah.
It was Molly telling Anna about it.
Yeah, we talked about the Kesika or the Lulu of the week. I don't know if you had one explicitly.
The Lulu of the week is Carly not calling Diane when she even asked, do I need to call Diane?
Okay, what about to make it sassy?
That would fall under Britt, because Britt's just given sass.
Yes, definitely sass when she was talking to Liz. She's talking to Liz, and Liz is like, "Excuse me, but like, what happened with the test results you were supposed to come back with? What have you?" And Britt was like, "Well, I'm really sorry. Brother came back from the dead,
and my 7-year-old nephew is now talking with him.
You think I care about your tests?" And then Liz was like, "Okay," and Britt was so confused.
She's like, "Okay, fire me, or okay, what?"
It's like, we make allowances for family situations. Next time, just let me know, please.
Bye.
Right, Britt was so thrown. But it was kind of like, yeah, excellent point. So, there you go. Hero of the week?
I guess just James and Nathan, just because it wasn't even a hero, it was just...
Yeah, it was like hero of the 2 days. Villain?
Rick, for holding a knife to Alexis. Like, I don't...
Yeah, I don't have really anything. There wasn't really enough for me to be like, you dastardly dog. So, all right. Well, that seems like all the news that's fit to print. Anything else you want to add?
No, not really.
All right.
So that was this week's episode of Soaps and Sass. Again, a very short one, but what can you do when you only got 2 days in the week? So.
We just give thanks. There was no Portia, no Marshall.
Oh, thank God.
Right? So, yeah. Oh, did you want to say something about Nina?
No, I said all my piece about Nina.
All right.
Like, aside from the fact that it's like, okay, you accidentally walk in on her with your brother, but she was surprised. And even then, that was last week, so really, that doesn't even really matter anyway.
Well, all right.
So unless something else happens involving them, which I know is supposed to happen this week, no.
Okay, then. So with that, we will bid you a brilliant week. Come back and join us next week for... hopefully more soap than we had this week, because you want to talk about a little bit of soap.
Oh my goodness. Also,